Welcome to my site, EmPathIQ.World. My name is Cecilia Imam, and I'm thrilled to have you here and to let you know about the work that I'm doing. In the rest of the video, you will see some highlights that I took out of a longer interview that someone just did with me that I thought may be interest of you to see what could you do with me if you would work with me, right? Like I am after to really find your true strength in your empathic self, to find ways that you can stand up for yourself without attacking other people, but really stand your ground. And with that, co-create a community and groups that you would feel comfortable with in this new time that we are in, really living in a different way together than ever before, in ways that we feel valued, loved, and cared for. All right. I hope you enjoy. Bye.
So, empath IQ, that's interesting how you spell that. Does that have any meaning behind?
Yeah, the empathy was always a big topic for me, being for over 28 years a trainer in peaceful conflict resolution. And when I started my own, I wanted the P with a capital, like the P from a path, and the IQ from not the IC, but the IQ from intelligence. Because I think empathy has so much more to offer than we think. We think with empathy, oh, it's weak, oh, it's, feeling and it's watery and not really going anywhere. Well, first of all, water goes everywhere. So that's the beautiful part of it. But empathy by itself has a tremendous strength. And when we can discover that and can use it in our lives, and in our communication with people, we can move through conflicts way smoother and with a strength that you had not felt would have been possible. And to raise your IQ in that, to really raise the intelligence in yourself, because it's innate in you. And I want to pull it up.
So I know, have a background in theater. Like me, I'm an actor and a singer and musician. And so starting out, were there any plays or pieces that influenced you?
Yes. Well, first of all, I was always very interested in psychology, in emotions, in expressing oneself, even though I was a very shy girl. I was so interested in it, and it took me quite some years before I really got into theater college. But once I got in, the first week we had to read the Medea, and when I read it, I realized this is about a woman who kills herself with her two children because her husband had a new lover. And that's 2,500 years later, love to still perform that, to play all these heavy emotions, to applaud that even. And it dawned to me, I thought, man, haven't we done anything with emotions and how they can, what are they doing in our lives, and how can we use them? And I felt sick. I felt really sick that first week. And it was devastating for me. It was a big hint, from universe to put me on that path once more. And but I was too happy to be in theater. I'm playful. I love laughter. I love having joy. So I stepped aside it, but I forgot about it and enjoyed my education. Even though I was a rebel, I was always a rebel, even in theater. How more a rebel can you be in theater? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and that, like, right now you touched on having people in your life that you may have conflict with, and especially now, I've experienced that with interactions with people like that at work, and And especially in that type of situation where you are kind of told, a lot of people now these days, like, that they have to do something that they do not agree with, like whether it's religious or just a hard belief that they don't agree with something that their authority is telling them.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that? Are there ways that we can handle people that are trying to force us to do something we don't agree with?
Yeah, there is, and that's what my training also covers, in the sense like how do you stand up for yourself, and what is actually most important. And it's, first of all, it's your life. They cannot live your life. It's your life. You have to decide, and that is something we are not taught, that we are master of our own life. And also, you know, children are very young already to sit still and listen. There, we had the mask already way sooner, before it was a real mask. You know, we were shut up already very young in all areas of society. So we did not see it coming.
Like in school, and you know,
Yeah,
we're taught to.
school by itself is a system that is not a correct system. And my youngest son started his own school at the age of 8, so I was heavily involved in education as well. But in work situations, yeah, if there's a mandatory something, yeah, you have to put your own mandatory thing next to it. Well, I don't do that. You know, it's not in my belief that I do that. Well, then you can't work here. Well, then I can work there, right? What is the consequence? Or is it, would you really want to get rid of me just for me to do that? You know, help the other person seeing a little things differently, because they are also programmed from one side, like you are programmed from one side. Now, with especially empathic communication, can you first with yourself? So I work a lot with ourselves in how do we feel, who we are, what we want, you know, the being that we are in all 5 realms: emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and then sensitive. You know, can we tune in to all these areas? And then what do you hear? What do you get? What is the information? You know, because I want to open that richness in you, knowing that you are in this moment the most important person for you. There's nobody standing up for you but you. So if someone other asks you something or is brutal to you, then you have to know where you put your foot in the sand. And if that has, yes, it has consequences, but with consequences, I always think I will see where I end up. Okay, I cannot be there. I'll see, and open that up, because of the possibilities and the new invitation for you to evolve in a different area also. And if one person does that, you know, it's so much. But if more people start doing that, standing up for themselves.
So yeah, I'm feeling more and more like this is like the time where, you know, you hear the term the Great Awakening, and this is like where more people really have to stand up. And because how we've been in the dark for so long, how are we going to really change things? And do you feel like we are at that point where we can actually?
No, not yet, because we have not come to the area yet that we have trust that things will change in a way that we cannot foresee yet. Because mostly we are now taught, and even I am taught that in selling on my business, what is your goal? Where do you want to go to? Well, we don't know a goal at this time. We don't know. As humanity, we don't know where we're going to. You know, can we step in that not knowing, but trust, but still trusting? And that is a power, I think, with empathy. If you have empathy for yourself, if you have done your work about what is it that I experienced here, how can I word it? Because it's a translation between what you experience and how you give it words. And which words do you give it? That comes then back to you in knowledge, so to say. You make your own wisdom to knowledge. And then you feel way more equipped to let go and to open up for new options, new possibilities. And on the other hand, working on understanding that the others don't know either, but they just think they know. They think it has to go this way, it has to go that way. And maybe giving little hints there. Now, where do you think we're heading to?
Yeah, and even I've found that, well, we touched on how media and entertainment affects people. I feel like people really haven't grown up. They're still just doing what they're told.
Yeah.
And how a big part of that is following the group mentality or your tribe. Like, if you must follow the majority, and that's the big part of the subconscious, is that its job is to keep us safe. It may kill us, but it may, if that's what, lemmings jumping off a cliff, it may kill them, but they're following the herd, and that's like the subconscious job is to go along with the majority and the repetitive.
Yes. And there you can see that we really are depending on each other. We are really an animal that wants to be together and is depending on the group. And if the group has a certain rule, you better be in the group, otherwise you're kicked out. And that's the subconscious who indeed guides us. However, the media, so to say, then the media have captured that quality of us and turn it around for their benefit. And if we can see that, and if we can take it back and create our community and our safety with a few people, other websites, like Positive Parenting, a free child that I've used a long time. When I said I wanted that to be Positive Parenting, a free child, someone said, you cannot say free child. That doesn't mean anything. That just as if it is for free. But I meant free. And I'm so happy that I stuck to it, because I really meant free. And that is where we are heading to, and where I aim for, that we as humans feel free. Yeah.